So anyway, I just wanted to do a live stream. It's 1 a.m. here and I can't sleep, so I thought I'd do a live stream. Today's topic is going to be Vicarious Redemption, and I'm actually going to be talking about two topics. I'm going to be talking about, first, the idea of inherited sin, and then I will be talking on the topic of vicarious redemption, because the vicarious redemption really doesn't make any sense unless you believe in inherited sin. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be talking about. No Bible verses. So let's go. Inherited sin. If you watch my Adam, Eve, and the Tree of Knowledge live stream, I've already gone over the fact that there is no concept of inherited sin either in the Old Testament or in the Jewish faith. The Jews don't have this concept of inherited sin. The Jews believe you are punished for your own sin, not Adam's. So, that being said, they do believe that we have a sin nature that was passed down to us, but they don't believe in original sin. And this inherited sin doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Think about it this way. If my grandfather, say, stole a horse, and he got life imprisonment, and my grandfather was a wonderful man. He never stole anything in his life, but I'm just giving an example. So let's say my grandfather stole a horse. He got life in prison. Making Adam's descendants pay for Adam's sin is like me being born in prison and staying in prison for the rest of my life because of what my grandfather did. Nothing to do with me. It was because of what my grandfather did. And you would say, well, wait a minute, that's not fair. Exactly. It's not fair. I'm glad you understand that. It is not fair for me to be punished for something that somebody did long before I was ever born, and I don't even believe that Adam existed, and neither do I believe in the concept of sin. Not anymore. I used to. That's a whole nother story. So anyway, so if you agree with me that that is not fair, if you are a Christian, you are more moral than your God, because your God said, you know what, Adam and Eve pissed me off, so I'm just gonna cut everybody off, basically. If you believe in inherited sin. But even if you don't believe in inherited sin, you just believe in, we're born into a fallen world, and because of that, then we're prone to make mistakes, and then we're punished for those mistakes that's still not our fault. Okay, so got that underway. That's Callie, by the way. If you don't know, that's Callie. She's 14 years old, I believe, somewhere around in there. Not really sure. Vicarious Redemption. Okay, so in case you don't know what vicarious means, it means basically carried out by someone else. So if you live vicariously, you're living through someone else. Say you live through books. You're living vicariously through books. That kind of thing. So a vicarious redemption would be the term used for, if you believe this, what Jesus did on the cross for us. If you believe that Jesus redeemed us, that is called vicarious redemption. Okay, I'm going to spell this out because I know some Christians are not going to be able to follow this as closely as I'd like them to if I didn't spell it out. Not that I'm trying to say you're dumb or anything, because you're not. It's just, it's a hard concept. So I'm gonna go very slowly and I'm gonna spell it out. Okay. So we have God saying, you're gonna get kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Christians say that when God says to the serpent, you shall bruise his heel and he shall bruise your head, that God is talking about Jesus Christ. He's not. Not in any way, shape, or form. That is not what that means. That is also in my live stream of Adam, Eve, and the Tree of Knowledge. Go see that if you want more context on that. So then you've got Jesus being born, and I also have a live stream on Isaiah. It's actually just previous to this live stream. So if you want to see why Isaiah 7 isn't talking about what Christians say it's talking about, go see that. I'm not going to go over it again. But getting into the New Testament. Now we have here this idea of Jesus being a vicarious sacrifice for us. This also makes no sense whatsoever. And here's why. Let's say, for instance, John Doe kills somebody. Okay, so the courts give him the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Courts give him the death penalty. Okay, so let's just say the father of the man who was killed comes up and says, you know, Judge, I'm sorry, no, I don't have COVID, I have asthma. Anyway, the father of the young man or young woman who John Doe killed comes up and says, you know, Judge, I don't like it that you're going to give him the death penalty for killing my child. So why don't I make you a deal? And I will take his place. I will die in his place. Is that fair? Of course it isn't fair. According to the law, John Doe must suffer for his own crimes. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I don't support the death penalty in any way. I believe, you know, at most it should be a life sentence, you know, if that. But let's not go there. Is the judge going to take the father and say, okay, Mr. Smith, I accept your offer. So then Mr. Smith goes to jail instead of John Doe, and Mr. Smith gets the death sentence instead of John Doe. How is that remotely fair? It isn't. And that is the problem. It makes no sense. First of all, it makes no sense that I have to be in prison, born in prison, and die in prison because of something my grandfather did, going back to my original illustration of my grandfather stealing the horse, which, like I said, my grandfather was a very good man and would never do anything like that. But making an illustration, it doesn't make sense that I would be born in prison and die in prison for something I didn't do. Equally, it makes no sense for an innocent person, aka Jesus, and like I said, I'm not convinced he even lived. At most, right now, that you can convince me of is that he's a conglomerate of people, of different rabbis that lived in that time frame. That would make sense. But I'm not even convinced that the Jesus of the Bible, even without his miracles, existed. That's neither here nor there. But again, nobody can pay for something that I did. I have to pay for it. That's just the way it is. And I don't even believe in eternal life. I don't. I believe this is all you have. I used to believe in eternal life, and believe me, I tried keeping that belief, and I just couldn't. And maybe I'll save that for another day, but you know, it doesn't. Once you get out of that mindset and you look at things the way they really are, you will see how much these things don't make sense. Anyway, I'm gonna go. You have a wonderful night. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button,